just the tallest and longest here in Denmark. So we are witnessing the Thomas Cup tie between China and India here at the Saras Arena. We've seen 4 exciting matches and into the 5th and final rubber. Shi Feng taking on Kiran George in the 3rd of the men's singles after a 3-1 lead. They have closed up that tie. China. Grania Somerville joining me in the commentary seat. What a couple of exciting games we watched. Those last 2 have really gone the distance.
Yeah, super high quality matches so far. The second men's singles going for 83 minutes, and that men's doubles we just saw 2 close sets in 52 minutes.
And Shi Feng is going to take on Kiran George in this final matchup in the Group C tie between China and India. As the officials get on court and we wait for the players to walk out. This is going to be the battle of the youngsters.
Yes, 2 21-year-olds. They both dominated their junior years and even have one head-to-head with Kiran leading, which is maybe why he was picked in this matchup when there is a big choice of men's singles contenders for the Indian team.
Yes, there was also an interesting trial process that the Indian team went through before they left for the Sudirman Cup that resulted in their team selection. Shi Feng of China. He is the next big thing. The Youth Olympic champion has joined the senior team now, and despite a stop-start season in 2020 and 2021, has really come into his own in these last couple of games at the Thomas Cup. He will be taking on Kiran George of India, the 21-year-old. As you mentioned, Grania, they've crossed paths at the junior level quite a few times. But it was at the Indian juniors that Kiran George beat Shi Feng.
Back in 2017, so not that recent, but they'll both definitely still have that in their mind when they play today. So Kiran George can have that little bit of extra confidence knowing that he leads their head-to-head.
So Kiran George opting to receive after winning the toss. And this is his first outing at the Thomas Cup for Team India. He's played, it's his second match, but his debut in the Thomas Cup is what it is for Kiran George. He beat Elias Montblanc of Tahiti in their first match in straight games, 21-4, 21-2, very convincing. And now we'll take on Shi Feng in what will be his second match. For Shi Feng as well, it's been smooth sailing in this Thomas Cup. He's played 2 games already, beating Remy Rossi of Tahiti in straight games, and then Robin Messman of the Netherlands in straight games. That's the match we saw, and he really put on a very convincing performance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he meant business when he was on court in that match. Really just getting the job done and getting off court to go back and rest.
21 years of age, 180 centimeters tall. He's currently ranked 65 in the world and has reached the highest ranking of 48. He's broken into the top 50. Born in Jiangxi, China, Shi Feng. He's a tall player. Taking on Kiran George. He's 21 years of age, 174 centimeters tall. His current ranking is 92 in the world. Born in Kochi, India, and that is his highest ranking. And he went through, along with the other Indian players, a selection process at the end of August, where the Badminton Association of India trialed all their players to see who would be fit to go and represent the team in the Sudirman Cup as well as the Thomas and Uber Cups. And Kiran George came out on top of that trial. He was better than all the other men's singles player. The umpire for this match, Jörg Huberts from Germany, and he will be joined by Henrik Boas of Denmark, who will be the service judge for this match. There he is, Henrik Boas Olsen. And they'll be officials for this match. So Kiran George doing better than all his counterparts in the men's singles and during the selection trials, and that tells you of his quality and of his levels, because you're talking about a really strong men's singles field within the Indian setup.
Yeah, India really coming through in the past few years with such depth in their players. They have so many within, you know, the top 100, top 50, top 20. So that's a really amazing feat for just a 21-year-old to top that group.
On my right, India,
and it was
by Kiran George.
Samir Verma who finished second in that selection trial, and we saw his quality against Lu Guangzhou not so long ago.
Represented by
So
Shi Feng.
definitely a promising match awaits us between China and India in this fifth and final tie. Shi Feng to serve. That's just out from Kiran George.
One love.
Beautiful
Lovely.
touch. Very tight drop shots. We saw some from Samir earlier, but Kiran, with that extra height, able to just get some beautiful angle and take the pace out of those drop shots really nicely. That's going to be a big weapon for him against someone tall and maybe slightly less agile like Shi Feng.
Shi Feng is challenging. That was called out. And it is out. So good call from the line judge. It's 2-1 to Kiran George. They have certainly put a lot of faith in this young man, picking him ahead of Sai Praneeth, for example, in this matchup
And it's
against
a
China.
big opportunity for him if he can win this match for India. I mean, it looks great on the scoreboard as opposed to a 4-1 loss to China, to have that 3-2, and I think, you know, puts him in really good standing with future selections, and of course just confidence in his upcoming matches, knowing that he can perform when needed to against high-level opponents.
Let's look at that. Lovely smash across the court from Kiran George.
Great net touch there from Shi Feng, getting him that short lift that he finished off beautifully with that cross-court smash.
That's 4-3 now to Shi Feng. They also, of course, Team India have another youngster in their lineup, Lakshya Sen, who's performed well on the senior level for the last couple of years. He famously beat Lin Dan.
And he's not part of the team here. He's actually competing in the Dutch International now, as are some other Indian players. So
it's a, you know, that it just says a lot that someone like Kiran George, you know, has overshadowed or done better than all those players. Pranoy, Kashyap, Lakshya Sen.
definitely a competitive field within Team India right now.
Shi Feng, though, going about his business. 6-3 now in this first game.
Service over. 4-6.
And we talk about the depth of the Indian men's singles, but since the 5 years from when these pair met previously in 2017, Li Shi Feng has also, been training with Chen Long, Shi
Yes.
in the camp in China. So he's obviously had super high quality sparring partners as well. So I'm sure both players are worlds away from the players that they were in 2017 when they last met.
And it's not just the current players that they're sparring, but all their coaches have such pedigree. You're talking about, former Olympic champions, world champions, all in the mix. Zhang Jun, the head coach, also has found so much success in his playing days. So there's so much quality in this Chinese team setup. And that's why they produce the best players year after year, because there is this cycle that they have of regeneration
Service over.
that has been so effective.
Yeah, and that's obviously the system that India has now started to create after not, being a huge powerhouse in badminton for a long time. Now coming through with all these amazing players, they are looking to create that cycle that can keep producing champion after champion. Oh, beautiful cross net from Kiran there, taking it very early and just clipping it across.
He's done well to close the gap, Kiran George. 6-7, it's a 1-point game.
Service over. 8-6.
But that one going just out.
Struggling to find his range a little bit. He did only have that one match against Tahiti under his belt where he wasn't significantly challenged, so we'll be needing to fine-tune that against Li Shi Feng quite quickly here.
Oh, what a story it has been for Tahiti as well. Yesterday, winning their first ever match.
Yes, making history.
So it's a great story for the little island in the Pacific.
Remy Rossi of Tahiti winning the second men's singles against Robin.
Thomas Cup, always a big occasion for teams to announce their future generations even. And you get to see what's coming up on full display.
And it's usually used as quite a good development opportunity because they have so many players in the team. They obviously take the experienced and highly ranked pairs or, players, but then they also try to bring along the next generation, the juniors, to see, how the tournament works, to try and get them a match or two if they might be playing a weaker country and just start to integrate them into the system, which is, I think what China and India are starting to do here with these players. Really give them a taste of that high quality elite badminton that is ahead of them in the next year and ongoing.
That was sublime.
Service over. 9-8.
Impeccable shot making from Li Shi Feng there. And even though India has lost the tie overall, the fight that young Kiran George is showing is fantastic to see.
Yeah, and at this point, the scoreline, the tie scoreline, doesn't really make a difference to these players. They're still out there, wanting to get that next point for their country and prove to, their coaches and their teammates that they can still perform.
It's 10-9. Li Shi Feng is taking the lead there. And you know, with the tie also done in a way, it allows these players to play their more natural game. There's no pressure now as such that you have to do well. This is an important match for you. You know, there's none of that. You can play your natural game.
Yeah, they do have that little bit more freedom without knowing that the future, I guess, of their country and where they finish in the box would be on their shoulders. Now it's just kind of a bit more their personal pride on the line.
So Shi Feng there, taking the narrow lead 11-9 at the break of this first game. 8 minutes is what it took for the Chinese men's singles player
20 seconds.
to take the advantage.
20 seconds. Coach,
Coaches being asked to return to their chairs. The players getting back on court for the restart as Shi Feng will serve to Kiran George.
play.
And that's out. So it's a 3-point lead now for Shi Feng, who really has only been given an outing on the international circuit in the Sudirman Cup and Thomas Nuber Cup. Hasn't played internationally for almost a year and a half. Whereas Kiran George has been playing on the Challenger circuit.
39.
Shi Feng really bringing the intensity to these rallies. A lot of power in his punch clears, following up quickly at the net. I think Kiran George is really feeling the pressure. And you can see that the quality and errors are starting to creep in.
This is a good rally. Ooh, back on his feet. And Shi Feng doing well to keep the pressure on Kiran George there. 14-9, a 5-point gap.
Thank you.
Mentioning Kiran George, having played on the Challenger International circuit this year itself, won the Polish International, beating Singapore's Jiaheng Jason Tay in 3 games. That was not too long ago. And then got to the round of 16 at the Denmark Masters, where he lost to Lakshya Sen, his teammate, and the Orleans Masters, where he reached the quarterfinals. But that was impressive because he beat Mark Kaliau in the first round, then Pranoy in the second round, and then lost to Brice Levedez eventually. So he is playing with some of the world's best shuttlers and doing well.
15.
At this occasion, though, it is Shi Feng who's showing his quality. 6-point lead now.
Service over.
Good smash from Kiran George across the court. Just bounced on that. Oh, well hit. Right down the line.
11.
Clawed back a couple of points. Kiran George. Really good movement from Shi Feng across all areas of the court. Getting to the shuttle.
Just Kiran George lacking a bit of stability in his game right now. A few too many unforced errors coming off his racket.
And Shi Feng really commanding the game here. So some good defense in that rally, and then he followed it up with a cross-court jump smash. 17-11 now in this first game. Oh, that's out. He's got to rein those errors in, Kiran George, because the game is currently running away from him. Shi Feng just 3 points away from wrapping things up in this first game. That's more like it.
He's showing that he can match Shi Feng with these commanding points, but he just really needs to hang in there in the longer rallies without these errors creeping in.
Shi Feng has certainly been the stronger of the two as the rallies go longer.
And even though Kiran George can play those kinds of points, Shi Feng just can have that, I guess, peace of mind knowing that the errors are still coming from Kiran, so he doesn't have to worry too much.
That was a quick exchange of the net
13-18.
between the two. And the gap's still 5 points between Shi Feng and Kiran George. He's still got some work to do, the young Indian. Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful, fast slice drop there from Kiran. Just able to really bring it down so quickly.
Just getting enough height there with the jump.
19-16.
Get a really steep angle on that smash. So, 4-point game now. It is tit for tat. Shi Feng saying, anything you can do, I can do better.
Clear shot there, I think just lacking a bit of depth. Shi Feng taking full advantage of it. You can see Kiran just on the ground there, really frustrated with that point.
Yeah.
He had a good catch up there for a little bit. Let it slip away.
It's 2 points away is what Shi Feng is from closing this match now. Ooh.
Great net roll return from Kiran, and then Shi Feng doing great to get it back.
And then again with a lovely smash, this time straight down to set up 5 game points.
Shi Feng is flying. That was a beautiful jump smash.
And this time the error costing Kiran George the game. Shi Feng in control, 21-15 in this first game, giving China the advantage.
With the final point there, you can see that Shi Feng is able to hunt the net, knowing that those stop drops are coming off Kiran's racket. So it'd be good to see a bit more power from him. Some punch clears to just keep Shi Feng guessing and not able to anticipate that much.
Still plenty to say from the China coach. Despite a strong showing from Shi Feng, his coach had a lot to talk about in that interval between games. I guess with 2 minutes he really gets to drive exactly what he's expecting from his player, drive the message home. But Kiran George definitely left lacking towards the end there in that first game.
He's had some great rallies. He just needs to really try and reel in the errors and keep that consistency. Be able to match Shi Feng in the longer points as well.
That's a good rally. Oh, great. Great play from Kiran George there. Moving his opponent around with that net shot there to bring him forward. What does Kiran George need to do here in the second game to try and push for the decider?
A little bit more of that. I think that power that he used to push Shi Feng into that back forehand corner was really good. I think he needs to mix it up with pushing him to the back and then bringing him forward to the net. The first set there was a little bit too much. I think net play and soft shots from his rear court. He needs to add a little bit more intensity and explosiveness to the game to keep the pressure on Shi Feng. Few too many of those, smash errors that we just saw.
Yeah, that one going just wide.
And the fact that he is hitting those, he can't really have the confidence in them to rely on them too much when they keep missing.
And so it's 2-all in the second game.
Just tumbling over.
Yeah, just found the net, but tumbled over. A little bit lucky there, Kiran George. Apologizing to his opponent for that. And that is out. So, 3-all now.
3-all.
He's got to keep at it, Kiran George. Keep believing that he can change things, turn things around. Not if Shi Feng keeps playing like that, though.
3. Thank you.
At the Youth Olympic Games in 2019, Shi Feng beats Lakshya Sen in 2 games. So there was quite a rivalry there between those 2 players. And he also won the World Junior bronze medal in 2019.
Shi Feng just so commanding right now. Really in full control of the rallies. Tight net shots from him and such decisive smashes. Really penetrating through Kiran's defense right now. Kiran struggling to find solutions here. Losing some of the net exchanges. Not wanting to lift as much with Shi Feng's smashes being lethal at the moment. And there's some great angle from him.
4-6.
That's more like it with a drop shot. Finding the angles, making it hard to reach for his opponent.
Thank you.
And if he can keep pace here with his opponent in the early part of the second game and then find the gap in the second half to put the pressure on, that might be the way to go. And is on the line.
5-6.
Kiran George making it a 1-point game now in the second.
That was better speed from Kiran there. A lot more, I guess, setting up the point for himself. Trying to really push Shi Feng.
That's 6-all now. Good exchanges at the net from Kiran George. Good control as well. Being told that not to sweat on the floor. That is nice play between these 2 players. Oh, he hit that wildly. Too energetic, maybe.
7.
Getting way excited. After some good exchanges, he had the right idea to try and find the line. And this time, Shi Feng.
8-6.
Doing well, opening up a 2-point gap again. 8-6 in the second game.
Service over. 7. 8.
Couple of errors coming up both the players' rackets in this second game.
Getting into a bit of a hard flat driving game there.
9.
And then Kiran just lifting out.
And China will be overall happy with their performance to finish on top of Group C. It's an immense record that they have. Made every single quarterfinal
9.
in the Thomas Cup that they've played in. In fact, they've made every single semi-final except for 2016.
Service over.
So
10. 8.
keeping the tradition going here at the Thomas Cup. Shi Feng and the Chinese team is 10-8 up, 1 point away from being ahead at the mid-game break. Oh, that was really good shot placement from Kiran George,
10.
knowing it would be quite a stretch for Shi Feng to get there.
You could hear the Indian teammates just cheering for that shot as well.
They have quietened down a little bit in the last couple of games.
Though the being 3-1 down doesn't really fault the effort that's going into this men's singles right now, it does kind of, you know, the spirit and the excitement levels do start to drop in the rest of the team sitting in the stands because they know that they're really out of winning the tie, China having got to 3 already.
Yep, 11-9 up now. Shi Feng in that second game. 13 minutes. And he is making sure that he stays ahead in this match against Kiran George to try and wrap this up for Team China in this final group stage match.
Kiran doing well in the first half of this game to hang in there, coming off better in a lot more rallies than he did in the first set, reducing his number of errors. I think just finding his range a little bit out here on the court.
And so the players are back on court for the restart. Shi Feng will serve at 11-9 in the second game. That was a really nice over-the-head cross-court shot from Kiran George.
10. 11.
Doing well with his variety from the rear court, mixing up with the hard smashes and also the nice slice drop shots that he gets such great angle on.
Oh, lovely net shot there
11.
from Kiran George to make it 11-all.
Shi Feng didn't even attempt to get that one back. So tight.
It's conserving energy maybe a little bit as well.
I think he knew the net shot was so good.
Yeah.
It was a wasted effort to try.
Try and make it there. That was quick on his feet. Kiran George did well to get back.
Nice punch clear there from Kiran, but Shi Feng just too explosive to jump out and hit that round the head cross-court snap.
But as this match has gone on, you do think that Kiran George has found his footing more?
Yeah, he definitely seems more comfortable on the court now. They're having longer rallies and he's hitting those sharp winners that weren't really working for him as much in the first set. I think his confidence is growing as well. He's going for those tight net shots, using a little bit more trick shots, holds around the net as well.
It's a narrow lead that Shi Feng holds in the second game.
Play.
Just 1 point separating the two. This time it was Shi Feng with a tight net shot.
And he was right there, ready to pounce on that second one if it did go over. So it might have been for the best that Kiran's didn't go over.
He did have a little yell as well at the end of that.
Yeah, Shi Feng seems like he's starting to get fired up.
Service over. Well,
so far, both players have been quite composed, just trying to focus on each point, but starting to get a bit more into the match with their screens now.
There we go. But this game as well has been so
40-12.
close that every point counts and they're battling harder. So the win feels a lot more with every point. Oh, it was that first smash that clipped the net that caught Kiran George a little bit off guard in his return, and then Shi Feng right there to pounce on it. And he's at 15-12 now. The next couple of points are going to be important for Kiran George to try and mount a comeback. That
Service over.
was great placement,
15.
just finding the outside line.
Service over.
But such good control Shi Feng has off the shuttle.
So well executed. Beautiful backhand kill, just hunting the net. Really punishing Kiran for that loose net shot. And once again, returned right back at him. That loose backhand pull shot, Kiran's just waiting right there to come in and kill it.
He is attacking, he's on the hunt, Shi Feng, coming forward to try and cut short the rally.
He's just stacking the pressure on in that rally, unrelenting with his speed, just following up everything so efficiently.
It's a 17-14 lead now for the 21-year-old Chinese. Kiran George doing well to absorb all that attack and then play the net shot calmly.
And that's what he has to do. Shi Feng really is taking some chances here, attacking when he's slightly out of position there. And if Kiran George can place the following shot, then it can really make it hard for Shi Feng to follow up on.
That was a wild return from Kiran George. He could have put it
50.
pretty much anywhere on the court, but he came unstuck, Kiran George. So Shi Feng, 3 points up in the second game and 3 points away from closing out this match. Oh, was delightful little net roll there from Kiran George.
16-18.
The net play has been really high quality here. Both players really going for the net rolls.
Lee. You have to be ready to receive. Delay.
The umpire telling Shi Feng to hurry on.
And they have been like that throughout all the matches today. Umpires very on to any player mucking around between points.
Oh, just again, really strong attacking skills from Shi Feng in the front court. Not letting the shuttle get away from him. 19-16 now. He's 2 points away from sealing victory for Team China. That's a good rally. And the pressure getting to Kiran George now as Shi Feng opens up 4 match points in the second game, 20-16 up. He did well to retrieve that.
Oh, both players there just going all out attack and honestly struggling to get the follow-up. In the end, Shi Feng not able to make it after his cross-court shot there.
And so that's 1 match point saved by Kiran George. And really good recovery skills by the Indian there.
We have seen a few catch-ups throughout this tie, so could still be 1 left here for Kiran.
Can he save 3 more? Oh, that was out. And so Shi Feng seals the match, 21-15, 21-17 in straight games. And a fist-pumping performance from the Chinese in 40 minutes, 21-15, 21-16. Shi Feng closes the proceedings for Team China to finish on top of Group C. And really has come through.
Getting a head rub there from the coach.
Pat on the head. And he's really come through for his team, the young player, making sure that China win this 4-1. Just a match point there again.
Kiran really did seem to like that drop shot that he kept trying to play. just couldn't find the line with it here.
And then going well out. Fist bump with his coach. That's job done for Shi Feng. And confirming that China has sealed the top of Group C with a 4-1 win over India. Shi Yuqi putting them ahead with a 21-12, 21-16 victory over Kidambi Shrikant. And then He Ji-ting and Jo Hao Dong losing to Saprik Sairaj, Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty in straight games that made it 1-1. And then it was an epic battle in the second men's singles rubber. 83 minutes for Lu Guangzhou to prevail. 14-21, 21-9, 24-22. And then in the men's doubles, it was a close call, especially in that first game. Liu Cheng, Wang Yilu getting the better of M.R. Arjun and Dhruv Kapila. 26-24, 21-19. And last but not least, Shi Feng finishing things off. 21-15, 21-17 with the victory over Kiran George. And this is how Group C stacks up at the end of the groups round. China with the perfect record, 3 wins in 3. They just dropped that one match that we saw in that tie-up between Lu Guangzhou and Samir Verma. India second with 2 wins and a loss, but they will also go through to the knockout stages. Netherlands and Tahiti, they'll bow out. Netherlands with 1 win in 3 matches. Tahiti still looking for a win in this tournament, but they had that one game that they won. And so we get into the knockout rounds. Coming up, it is very, very soon on this court one. It is the quarterfinals in the Yuba Cup between Korea and Denmark. Stay with us.